Hey, guys, happy Thursday and welcome back. Guys, we have a lot going on today, from hot, messy topics to the Real Housewives to Beverly Hills reunion recap with Dana Wilkie and Jason. Of course, there's so much going on, and Real Housewives to Beverly Hills the day after, it's one of our busiest days. We always have a special guest. Today, it's Dana Wilkie. Next week, it'll probably be Emily D. Baker. We have Ronald Richards on sometimes. We always have someone to keep it interesting, especially as we follow this Girardi scandal unfold. Okay, so for the 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time reunion recap today, I just wanted to add, it is a subscribers only live chat. So if you're not subscribed, get subscribed. And it's the same for hot, messy topics, where you can join us with your unfiltered opinions. You agree with us? Great. You don't? Tell me to shut the f up and just let me have it. I'm in for it all. Now, let's jump right into the reunion revelations. But before we do, if you haven't already, go ahead, smash that like button and set your notifications, because you don't want to miss anything we have coming up. With that, let's jump right in.
It's time for all your binge-worthy pop culture news. Welcome to Up and Adam.
All right, guys, so the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills reunion for season 11, part 1, it premiered last night, and there are a lot of questions. Obviously, we know that it was going to definitely hyper focus on Erica Girardi and this whole legal scandal. And much to Andy's surprise, he asked around the room, how are you, Dorit? How are you, Lisa? How are you, Garcelle? Crystal, it's your first reunion. Welcome, everyone. And as he's talking to everyone, he finally makes his way to Erica. She just looks at him like, here we go. And he applauds her for being there in the first place, but then lets her know, listen, I'm going to ask you a lot of hard questions. And she said, I'm looking forward to it. He's like, wow, really? She said, yes, I'm looking forward to closing this chapter and moving on. But we did a video earlier just showing that that's not going to happen anytime soon, because they've already started filming season 12. And in doing so, Erica has commanded a higher paycheck in order to continue to reveal exactly what's going on with her court cases, the legal drama, and the whole Girardi scandal, period. This is never ending. So when she said close a chapter, yeah, girl, not anytime soon. Andy Cohen said at the reunion that there's obviously so much going on with you this season, and it's a highly unusual situation because things are still unfolding as we speak. And even between the time that we taped this and it was airing, new things kept coming out. I mean, how are you feeling about finally addressing the viewers? Again, this is where she responded saying, I'm happy to do so. I'm happy to say everything that I can. But she also added, but please understand that there are some things that I can't answer, but I'm going to do my best to give every part of the story that I can. This is the toughest part of my life, and I asked for patience with the ladies and got some, and some I didn't. I think she was talking to you, Sutton. But okay, hold on, I'll keep going. I asked for an understanding that these things are complicated, that I was finding them out in real time myself, and I don't have all of the answers and still don't have all of the answers to this day. It looks like that's something for the court to figure out. She did note that it was really, really hard to watch the season back because she felt many emotions. She felt disappointment, anger, sadness, and then some hope at the end for some of the relationships that she's been able to maintain this season. Obviously, she lost a few friends, made stronger friendships, more so lost friends, but I don't know. Garcelle called it blind support by some of the cast members. Lisa Rinna is obviously one of them. I agree with her. It's blind support because we don't know what's going on. We don't know how this is going to continue to unfold. But getting to the reunion revelations, they were these. One of the biggest misconceptions that Erica thinks is that there's a lot of people talking about her being cold. A lot of people say that she has no empathy and sympathy, but Erica said, that's a misconception. She feels like the truth is I do, but I'm almost in an impossible situation. I'm talking about the alleged victims of Tom Girardi's alleged misdoings, and it's important for people to hear that from me. When she said alleged victims of his alleged misdoings, we were wondering, did you say alleged because your defense team told you you need to say alleged, or did you say alleged? Why? Because fans were like, these are not alleged victims. The fans were chiming in all over Twitter. Twitter was going nuts last night. And they're like, wait a minute, did you not see The Housewife and the Hustler? These victims are very real people. They gave you their experiences working with your soon-to-be ex-husband. They let us know that they didn't actually receive their settlements. Why are you saying this? Erica also let us know, revelation number 2, that her lawyers actually wanted her to quit. They suggested that she quit. And she said, no, there's no shot in hell, no chance in hell that I'm going to quit. I'm not a quitter. I'm not going to run from the show, and I have nothing to hide. She said that she wanted to honor her commitments, and her commitment was signing that contract in order to show up, show out, make sure that she films. And that's exactly what she did. She said, even when they suggested to her that you quit, they told her everything can be parsed, twisted, turned, and yes, possibly used against you in court. But she said, no, I'm going to continue filming because at the end of the day, this is her main source of income. Now, she did also add, when this was all going down and they suggested that she quit, that wasn't even on her mind, the main source of income situation. That was not a factor. She was just trying to make it through day by day and make sure that she got out of this alive, like not physically alive, but just like with her sanity. She also added in an indirect way that the future of her being on the show is riding on her salary. Getting back to it, she said she wasn't thinking about this in the beginning because she was trying to stay afloat, but now that she knows that this is her main source of income, yes, she thinks about it a lot more frequently. So if you guys want her to be on the show and you want her to talk about the scandal and what she knows, if you want her to continue to give us these stories that to some of her cast members don't completely add up, well, you have to come with a bigger payday. And we did a video on that. We heard that she is getting a huge pay increase. It looks like Bravo is rewarding her for talking about what she knows when it comes to her soon-to-be ex-husband's alleged misdoings. Then she was asked if she was dating, and she said, listen, I'm looking for a guy. I'm looking for a guy with a big... Okay. And she said, I want to have a lot of hot sex. I don't want to even think about that, but that's what she said. She's looking for a man. She's not the only one that we found out is dating at this point. We heard Sutton and her man broke up. He broke up with her on a Valentine's Day weekend, which is really shitty, but they're both wanting to get back out there. They want to date and they want to find someone who is fulfilling, I guess is the best way to put it. I don't know. I could have passed on that. Another revelation that we found out, which we already knew this throughout the season, Tom Girardi actually missed Erica's performance when she was participating in the Broadway musical Chicago. He was supposed to show up the last week of filming and obviously, or not filming, but performing. And obviously with COVID, they got shut down early, but she found out later that he was actually in DC. So that's just a hop, skip, and a jump away from New York. He could have easily went to New York to see her performance and he did not. She said, I'm not giving him a pass for that, but I do know he was in DC and never bothered to come to New York City. And Andy Cohen even said, I found that to be the strangest thing. He didn't show up to support you in Chicago. He didn't read your book. This was a strange relationship. And a lot of us think that at this point. A lot of us have the same questions. The last revelation before we kind of cut this, because we're going to talk about all of this today in our Real Housewives of Beverly Hills recap, were the cheating claims. She said that the cheating was a part of the reason she decided to get a divorce. And she said there's so much more there, but she also let us know that she had a conversation with Tom and said, if you are in love with someone else, divorce me and go be with her. And Andy Cohen asked, well, what did he say to that? And she said, he said nothing. All right. I wish we could be a fly on the wall, but unfortunately, you know that we can't. We're going to, again, kind of rip this apart, get into all of the details, because I want to know exactly what Dana Wilkie's thinking from a production perspective, because mind you, she was on the show. She knows how this works. And I want to know how much she thinks was actually edited out in Erica's favor. Now, we know that Bravo has mentioned before that they do not protect the talent, but there's just something that feels off about this. Maybe it's just in my opinion. I'm not saying Erica did anything wrong because we don't know until they find out in court. So as of right now, they're just trying to figure out some sort of settlement deal. We'll get into all of it. All right, guys, my biggest question for you is, did any of these revelations surprise you? What did you think about last night's reunion? And also, will you be joining us today for the 1 p.m. recap, or will you be a part of the replay crew? Don't forget it's subscribers only. So if you're not subscribed, get subscribed. Go ahead and comment below and answer the questions to which I asked, because I need all of your opinions. And if you haven't smashed that like button, smash it. You haven't hit that notification bell, hit it. I'll see you guys so very soon. I appreciate and love the hell out of you. I'll talk to you then. Bye, guys.